Welcome to the Gringos in Buenos Aires Podcast, the podcast that brings expat/immigrant life to you. I'm your host, Paul Perry, and today's guest is an immigration lawyer, helping expats to become locals. Though he's not a Yankee, a Gringo, a Brit, an Aussie, hillbilly, Texan, whatever, his insight is still of much value to all of us. Let's give a warm Gringo welcome to Nico.
Well, thank you very much, Paul. Thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. And well, open to hear all the questions that probably are questions also from all the expats, actually, right?
Yeah, do you meet a lot of expats?
Well, it's my job, you know. So
Really?
in the very end, I work mostly with expats. In the very end, of course, I practice law in general, but my main specialization is immigration law. So in the end, most of my clients are gringos or Americans, if you want to say that way, and people from all around the world.
All right. Okay. Expats that want to become immigrants.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's a big debate. You know, what separates an expat from an immigrant? You know, and a lot of people say, "Yeah, I'm an expat. But if you've been here for a certain amount of time, you're no longer an expat. You're an immigrant."
Okay, so what would be the difference?
I don't know.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I have no idea.
I use both words, actually. Cool.
Yeah, an expat is usually someone that's here for a short period of time. He's not looking to, he's not coming here with his grandfather, his grandmother, some sheep, and, they're just here for maybe 6 months and they're gone. They're like these digital nomads today.
Okay, yes, it really makes sense. It really makes sense, yeah.
So you work with a lot of Americans, Europeans, Aussies, what?
Well, most of my clients are Americans, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly now retired people that want to relocate here in Argentina. So, well, you all know the United States is actually really expensive in certain things, just like doing grocery, for example, and so. And they enjoy the lifestyle, they enjoy the culture. So after visiting, they have this crazy idea, of thinking, hey, I actually want to move.
Sure.
And they end up deciding to do so. They get in touch with me. And we start designing the most proper path for them to, actually live here.
And why do people want to retire here? What's...
Well, that's a good question. I believe Argentina has a lot of mysteries. It's certainly a poetical thing.
Yeah.
But, in the very end, as I said, they enjoy the culture, the music. When they go around Buenos Aires, they go around Mendoza, and they enjoy the landscapes, the places, the music, and they say, I want to be a part of this,
Yeah.
And I believe that's the thing that starts like itching a little bit in their brains that makes them decide to make this move.
Yeah, because I remember when people retired, they moved to Florida.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, because of the tax. It was cheaper, the weather, the climate was more old person friendly. But the climate here although it doesn't get very cold, there's a lot of humidity, and that affects old people. Me getting older, I know when the humidity's high.
Well, yeah, especially your knee, probably.
Yeah.
Right. Right, but yeah. So
is that something you learned from the old people that retired?
Of course. Most of my consultations, they will tell me, "Oh, my knee," that's something that can happen.
Sure. So most of them are Americans, older people that want to retire here. And so for a person that's retired in the U.S. and they want to retire here, usually through there has to be some kind of Argentine connection. Right?
Well, that's a good question, because in some cases there are, maybe far in the past, they had even like an uncle that lived here, or maybe their parents were Argentinian, or there was something. Of course, if your parents were Argentinian, it's actually easier for the process. Sure. But sometimes there's certain connection with the culture, For example, I have a Russian client. It's a Russian that then became American, and now he's living his years here in Argentina. And he told me, I love tango. For some reason, I have always enjoyed tango. I love tango music. And, I want to be a part of it. I want to feel it. Wow. I want to experience it. I want to dance. And for me, this is the place. And you see, where's the connection? Because you are from Russia, it's really far, but Argentina is sometimes not only a country, but it's a feeling,
Sure, yeah, wow, check that out. A Russian who became American and then and now he's Argentine.
Well, maybe in the future he will be. He's been here only for a year so far. And you know that to become a citizen here, you need to live at least for 2 uninterrupted years.
Okay. So, all right, let's see what. Okay, let's go back to the old person who's retired. He or she wants to move here. They found out about Argentina. I'm sure it's not people that are like spinning the globe. Oh, look, boom, here, let's go here. No, they pick Argentina for a reason.
Yeah.
The food, the quality of life, the tango, whatever. How long before this person, this old retired couple, let's just say that, how long before they can actually say, I'm legal to live here?
Well, so you mean how long does it take to
Yeah.
actually become a resident? That's a good question. You know, migration's office, bureaucracy in Argentina, that's something important for everybody.
Bureaucracy,
hearing us.
red tape, bureaucracy in Argentina? No way.
Oh, you're surprised, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
But well, so there's a lot of bureaucracy.
Uh-huh.
My job is to make it more smooth, like to make it easier for the people to serve around this bureaucracy. But nowadays we are thinking about, from the moment you apply, you may have to wait around from 3 months and in some cases till 8 months to actually become a resident.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It could
That's
be
not that
worse. It could be
bad.
worse. It depends also in the province where you are.
Well, it depends how old you are, too. If you're like 85,
Well, each month is really important.
Yeah.
Of course.
But that's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. For residency.
For residency, yes. For citizenship, it actually takes longer
Uh-huh.
because, of course, there's more control in the process.
Sure.
And also the new process is taking more time than expected. Like last year we had a change in the laws. So citizenship applications were done at courts, and now they are done at the public administration within the migrations office.
Huh.
So this changed everything radically.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I can imagine. You as a lawyer, you have to constantly keep updated with all the changes.
Yeah, certainly.
And all the changes, and all the governments have their own, changes and modifications.
Yeah, it's a different world, like maybe in 2 years everything changes again, but we need to be prepared to surf around these changes. So it's a matter of being updated constantly, all the time without stopping. You need to read the new laws and everything and try to keep the most updated as possible.
Sure. And what's the difference between residency and citizenship?
Well, that's a good question and also essential. If we think from the basis, you cannot become a citizen if you weren't a resident before. This is for the general public, okay? Why? Because if they don't have any connection with the country, then they must first become a resident. That means to live legally in the country. There are certain categories in which they can apply for residency eventually. And then after living here for 2 years, they can become citizens. It is different, though, for those that had Argentinian parents, which I believe is your case, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for your case, it was easy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you have Argentinian parents, which happens a lot, many Argentinians have gone out from the country and had children, and then that children want to return. Then for that people, it's far easier. It's a really smooth process. It's really fast.
Yeah.
So for that people, they don't have to be actually residents beforehand. Okay,
Sure,
they can be
Sure.
citizens straightforward.
So if you have Argentine parents, it's a lot easier.
Far easier.
You
It's a
just
process that,
Boom.
if done in the country, it can last maybe from 1 week to 40 days. It's nothing, It's
Sure.
really fast, really smooth, and we actually have a lot of people wanting to return.
Sure. Yeah. And what do you need? What do you need for citizenship?
For citizenship, well, the essential requirement, which everybody must fulfill when applying, unless, of course, as I said, you are an Argentinian descendant,
Uh-huh.
is to live in the country legally for 2 years. If they have passed this stage, then they can apply. Of course, there are other requirements too, which is to show that you can actually live and survive in the country. So they may ask you for some salary tickets or something to see that you are actually able to live in the country, or to see your means of life, okay, your means of living.
Sure.
Once they verify that, it starts going straight forward to achieve the objective,
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much like in the States. The government doesn't want a financial burden. They
Yeah.
want someone that can provide for themselves.
Exactly. And also, making the economy move in the country, which is the main aim of every nation, I believe, back in the end.
Sure. So that's interesting. And for a couple with kids?
For a couple with kids, that's interesting. So that will depend especially and essentially on the path they choose, So, for example, if one of the parents of this family in the couple apply for the rentier process, in which they have to show they have a certain passive income, the whole family can apply together, okay?
Oh wow.
But something important to keep in mind is that the budget of the family, this passive income they have, it has to be enough to keep a family going. If not, it's going to be probably rejected by the migrations office, okay?
Sure.
So it has to be enough to keep a family going, for the kids to go to school, for all of them to survive properly in the country, naturally.
Sure, yeah. So there are a lot more. The controls are a lot more strict right now.
Well, yes. Now, yes, they are far more strict. It has become a serious thing, I would say.
Yeah.
And, well, it's natural, you know. It used to be quite flexible in the past. Now it's a little bit more strict, but still it's really smooth compared to other countries, you know.
Sure. Was there a time where immigration was just out of control?
Well, we could say there was a time indeed. You know, Argentina in its constitution says that this country is for all the people that want to live here.
Yeah.
So
But just in the United States too.
yeah,
That's bullshit.
but based in that phrase, you know,
Yeah.
like for the very first years of the nation, we had immigrants coming from everywhere, other South American countries, Russia. My great grandfather was Russian, in fact, and so we had people coming from all around the world. And the process was really straightforward, you know.
Sure.
After a couple of time being in the country, they will get their residency accepted. Some of them will become citizens, some of them not.
Yeah.
But then they will have kids here, and that's the story of our families here.
Sure.
So that was the tradition mainly for many years. Of course, after 2004, when they did the first reform to the immigration law, it became a little bit more strict, but still preserving that spirit, you know.
Sure.
That basically Argentina is a country for everybody. And now the world has changed, the dynamics have changed, and there are some security matters that unfortunately have to be controlled. So everything turned more strict all around the world, and we are not the exception, you know. So,
Sure.
well, now it's a little bit more complicated, indeed.
Yeah, sure. So, how about criminal backgrounds?
Oh yeah, that's a that's a really important thing, and that's an asset also. So, when applying for residency here, it's important that you provide your criminal background check from your home country.
Huh.
And if they see a crime on it, then you will get your application automatically rejected.
So, yeah.
That's period, you know?
Yeah.
You cannot say, no, but it was 10 years ago, it was 15 years ago, I have changed. No, it doesn't matter.
So if you're a convicted cocaine dealer, you're not coming here.
Oh, no. Well,
applying for
I will tell you a funny story, you know? I had a client once, and he didn't do the process with me, but asked me to legalize a document for him. And then he called me one day and told me, you know, they rejected my process, Nico. I'm really sad. Okay, what happened? May I be able to help? Oh, I don't think so. Oh, what happened then? You know, I did something like 25 years ago. Oh, really? And what did you do? It was just a simple thing. And what was that? I pushed my man through the stairs. Oh, well, that's not a simple thing, I said. Well, but I was young. Yes, but still. That appears there. It was, you know, you were trying to murder someone.
Yeah.
Well, you're right, Nico. And that was one of the funny stories, you know?
So he threw his mother from down the steps, down the stairs. You know, it's funny because last night I watched Throw Mama from the train.
Oh.
And now you mentioned Throw Mama down the steps, so...
It can happen, you know?
I'm going to play... I wonder if Mom is in the quinela or train or steps.
Yeah, but well, so I told him, well, I mean, it's still a criminal background. It doesn't matter how long ago it was, as long as it appears on your certificate, on your background check.
Yeah, in your criminal record.
Yeah, you won't be able to apply, you know? Your application will be rejected.
Yeah. Is it an expensive process, or it depends on each individual situation or case?
I would say it depends on each situation, you know? If you have a family of a lot of members, then it's more people applying. Sometimes we have to build a structure for the people to immigrate. We have to create the path and the conditions. Sometimes they already have them, and sometimes, for example, they have a lot of income, but it's not passive. So we have to structure everything, we have to create the conditions, and eventually that will imply, you know, extra costs, naturally, because we have to create a whole structure for them to immigrate.
Huh. Wow. Yeah, it's interesting, man. Yeah. How long have you been doing this?
Well, at least for the last 3 or 4 years. 4 years now. It's crazy. The time goes by really fast.
4 years.
So it's already 4 years doing this. I started working really young, but in general law, like civil law, commercial law. And one day, you know, this is a really nice story. I was working as a tour guide. besides from working in the firm I was working, I was a student at the time, and there was a man that did a tour with me around Buenos Aires. It was really nice. I always like being in contact with expats, with immigrants, with expats. That was something I always liked all around my life.
Okay.
And this man that was from the States, he was from Texas. I remember he called me after a couple of days. Nico, your tour was wonderful, but you mentioned you work for a law firm, and I'm looking forward to apply for residency here. So, do you know how the process is? And that was, like the milestone. That day, I started getting more knowledge about the migrations process. My life actually changed because
it was a turning point. It was a turning point.
It was a turning point. After that, I concentrated mostly in migrations law. So you can really tell. It was something really nice.
That it's something you're passionate about.
I'm really passionate about it. All the time I'm looking if they're going to change something. For all of those that are watching the podcast, they may look for me on YouTube. If they look my name, they will find some videos. So when the laws changed, I made some videos, informative videos for the community to know, just for them to be aware and maybe not to lose money or time, and to know how the new procedures were. So that's actually, I would call it a passion. Definitely.
And where did you go to school?
Well, I went to university at UBA, Universidad de Buenos Aires. That's the most prestigious public institution here in I would say in Buenos Aires and in Argentina, together with University of Córdoba, naturally. It was a nice process. Of course, it's
a 6-year course?
It's a 6 years course. And, it's a hard effort to do it.
I can imagine.
But after doing it, you are really thankful to the university, thankful to the country.
Yeah.
And it's something I don't regret doing. It was a lot of effort, hard work, hard pain also. It was painful sometimes. You don't get you want or something.
Yeah.
But back in the end, you really say, well, I'm proud of myself.
Sure.
If I could pass through this, I can do all the things I proposed to myself in life,
Sure,
so that's something I'm really grateful about, and I believe it gave me a solid formation to work with all the clients now,
Yeah, it's something really important to our viewers also, that university to become it's free. Well, it's free. It was free for you. I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah. So all universities for bachelor's degrees are free here. That's something really important to know. So if you're looking forward to study in a public institution here, you are not probably going to pay. But there's an exception. If you're looking forward to do a master's degree or a PhD, public institutions tend to charge, because they need to get some money from somewhere.
Sure.
And if they don't charge master's degree, then in the end, it's really hard for the universities to survive with a really low budget.
Sure.
So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and teacher salaries are not that high.
Oh, no.
Public universities.
Of course, like some teachers were just working there because they love what they do. They are passionate about law, and they were working there just to get their knowledge get to more people. It's it's a complicated system, but still really worth it for those who want to try it.
I have a friend who's he's a professor, international relations.
Oh.
At the UBA and another university, and he does it just out of passion. You know? His salary is a disaster, but he does it because he loves what he does.
Yeah,
and that's what that applies to most teachers.
Definitely.
Anyone who teaches really they teach because they love what they do. It's not for the money.
I used to be a teacher. Last year, I worked for a university. It was a wonderful experience sharing with the kids, because they're really passionate about what they do. They're starting a new step in their lives.
Yeah.
And I used to work for one of the most prestigious universities in terms of private universities in the country. I won't say the name because I don't want to talk bad about the institution itself.
Sure.
But the salary for being a private institution was actually really bad. So all my friends were asking me, Nico, you're a lawyer. You could be earning a lot of money. Why are you doing this? I just like it, I like to spend my mornings with the kids, talking about the things they're passionate about, listening to their questions, listening what they think about the country, about the future. So in the end, that gives you also some energy to your soul,
Yeah, and they are the future.
And they are the future, indeed.
They are the future.
They are the future, indeed.
They are the future. Yeah, that's without a doubt.
Yeah.
The younger generations.
Indeed. So I try to give them maybe the best I had for them to have tools because they will implement those tools in the future when you think about it.
All right. So you worked as a tour guide. So you know the city pretty well.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did. Well, I used to work as a tour guide in the city center,
Uh-huh.
and my road would be from the well, now it's called Palacio Libertad, but it was the Kirchner Cultural Center in the past.
Uh-huh.
And from there, it was a long tour, almost 2 hours walking to the Congress. So we would go to the Plaza de Mayo, we would go to the Cabildo, we would get inside the cathedral. It was actually a very nice experience, and it also, I believe, it helped me for many reasons. My English got better because most of the people were from different countries, so the main language I had to speak was English.
Uh-huh.
And also to get to know more my city, and by knowing better your city, now with my clients in law, I can transmit better this feeling,
Sure,
because
sure.
I really love my city and I want them to enjoy the city the same as I do,
Sure.
So it's well, everything brings you, I believe, some
Some.
yes, all from all of the experiences we learn, some learning.
Sure.
Everything brings you learning,
It enriches you. And
It enriches
so
you a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
sure. So let's say you got some people, like people that are probably watching and they want to visit Buenos Aires and visit the city. The one place to go to, what would you say? If you had to go to one place.
Only one place. Well, it depends if you like history, if you like nature. If you like nature, I would say go to Reserva Ecológica or Palermo Forest.
I've never
Bosque de
been there. I've
Palermo.
never been to the Reserva Ecológica.
It's really nice. You can go with your bike, enjoy. I really love it, to
Yeah?
be honest. And then, if not, if you like history, the Congress has some guided tours which are free. You only have to go, of course, the day of the tour with your passport or with your identification card, and you get access to see that wonderful palace. For me, seeing it, I saw it for the first time not too long ago, but for me, it became my favorite place. So
Yeah.
for those who like history and politics and social sciences, indeed,
Sure.
the Congress it's a must.
The downtown Buenos Aires is beautiful.
Yeah, indeed,
It's beautiful. The architecture,
indeed.
everything about it. You just even you walk around Recoleta, you walk around downtown. Even in some places, some other neighborhoods, like in my neighborhood, Villa Porredon, Villa Urquiza, the architecture and the structures are amazing.
You have parks, you have nice streets. It's Buenos Aires is a city full of surprises. That's something I would say to people thinking of coming here. Not only the people are nice here, but also the city is full of mysteries, surprises, and good stuff to experience.
Sure.
So in the end, they won't regret it if they decide to make the move. And of course, it doesn't matter if they use my assistance or not. Of course, I will be more than willing to assist. They will enjoy a wonderful country and in Buenos Aires, a wonderful city.
Sure. And let's say, I like Buenos Aires. I like Buenos Aires, but it's just too many people. It's too loud. What other city would you recommend?
That's a good question indeed. And that's a really frequently asked question I have. It's like, I would like to experience Buenos Aires because it's the capital. It's like traveling to Italy and not going to Rome. So
Sure.
you must do. But they tell me, but I don't think I will be living there. So it's like, okay, what do you like? Well, I live in a small town here in the US. It's full of nature. So we start thinking a little bit. Maybe they tell me I live in an intermediate city. So not that big, not that small. So I say, okay, maybe trying Córdoba, maybe trying Mendoza.
Mendoza, huh?
Mendoza, for those who love wine, to drink wine, it's the the favorite one, And
Sure.
there are a lot of Americans living there, indeed.
Wow.
Yeah, even each time more and more.
I'm gonna start at Gringos in Mendoza.
Yeah, you have to travel a little bit from time to time and do, There are some podcasts doing that. They go
Really?
like once I was in Salta, I didn't know the guys from that podcast, but they were recording one episode in the most famous restaurant.
Sure.
So you could think about that. Gringos
Yeah.
in Mendoza, Gringos in Córdoba, you have 2 more to do.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just gotta get my wife's permission.
Oh, well, yeah,
that's the tough part.
that's the tough part, always the tough part.
Are you married? You have kids?
Well, I'm not married. I'm actually single.
Okay.
There's a time for everything, I believe. But well, Argentina is a country full of beautiful women. And that's something
sure.
the expats also really enjoy.
Yeah.
So maybe one time in the future,
Yeah.
I will make the next step.
Yeah,
Little-
but right
little by
now,
little.
I think you got a profession going on, and sometimes that it just sidetracks you.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm focusing most on my profession to build myself.
Sure, that's good.
And eventually, each thing at its time, you know. There's no
Yeah.
hurry. There's not like a need. There's not someone putting a gun here saying, "Hey, you have to get married." No, it's each thing at its time, right?
Yeah. Also, we're living in different times, different generations. Also, how old are you?
Well, I'm 26.
26. Oh, you're so young.
Yeah.
Oh, 26. I was on a hammock on some island in Brazil at 26. You know.
That's a surprise for most of the clients when they tell, because I talk and I sound really like,
Yeah, you sound really, really mature, really
yeah.
adult.
So they tell me, you must be like 30 something. One girl once said you are 40. I said, like, how come 40? But I'm 26. That's
26.
that's reality. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you still got a whole life ahead of you.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
sure,
you still
sure.
had a whole life ahead of you, and a lot of adventures, and
Certainly.
a lot of cases, a lot of immigration.
Yeah. Like each time I'm trying to focus more on the profession, trying to get more people to have my assistance, because I believe that if you do a honest job, then you will get more clients. You know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are some professionals that have a little bit dishonest kind of working, so they will charge you tons and tons of money,
Sure.
and you can still earn from that, and also make the person, your client, happy with the process, not thinking that they were stolen. You know, that's something I don't really like,
Yeah.
and I believe that working through the honest way, everything will be better. You know.
Well, have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard that joke? What do you call 1,000 lawyers at the bottom of the sea?
I have never heard it. So what?
A good start.
I guess
Yeah.
certainly it's a good one.
Lawyers, they don't have a very good reputation. My brother's a lawyer.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you know them pretty well.
Pretty well. Yeah. Do you do other kinds of law? Do you work at a law firm? Where do you work?
Well, indeed. So one thing brings the other one, you know. So for those expats or immigrants that want to live here, not only I do and my team we provide with assistance for the residency process or citizenship, but also we provide assistance in different aspects, from civil law, commercial law, sometimes criminal. We tend not to, but we also do. And something we are doing a lot is real estate law, because you know the foreigners sometimes do not know the laws, and they start and they get involved with a real estate agency, and the real estate agency usually wants to take a lot of advantage of these people. So we tend to intervene right on time, so they are not falling into something bad, you know?
Sure.
And we try to make the best deal as possible for this client to have their property, but for a good price, for a reasonable deal, and to avoid excessive commissions created by these real estate agencies.
Yeah, and Argentina doesn't have the best reputation when it comes to, legitimate transactions. And especially when you want to buy real estate. It's a delicate topic, a delicate situation.
Indeed.
So there's got to be some kind of like, be careful here, especially when you want to buy real estate.
Certainly. Like, for example, I had a client. He called me pretty much recently. So he was doing a process on one way. He had like a realtor. Then the agency selling the apartment was also a real estate agency. And then he said, and I want you to check the contracts just in case. And I had to be completely honest with him. I told him, so the name of the client, Mr. Client, this is a huge mistake you are making. And I cannot pretend to be crazy and just get the money and tell you everything's fine, go ahead. No, because he was wasting a lot of money in commissions for his realtor, a lot of money in commissions with the real estate agency. And in the end, he wasn't even negotiating the price of the property. So I told him, if you want me to do this, we do it my way. And
do it the right way.
Exactly, my way, which is the right way.
Sure.
So we did it the right way, and we got a really big discount in the value of the property. We reduced the commissions, and of course, we fired the realtor he had, was asking for money by doing nothing.
Yeah.
So that's something important to have in mind.
Sure, yeah, for sure. And to your clients, the ones that want to migrate here, do you explain what mate is to them, or they already know?
Well, most of them already know. They were looking at videos or stuff, maybe to the podcast also. So in the very end, they know more from Argentina than me. I'm just kidding, but they know a lot of things. But some clients do ask stuff from time to time, or maybe I get messages, which I love, because it creates a really nice relationship between client and professional. And tell me, Nico, today I woke up and I say, I want to try the best empanadas in town. Or I want to try the best barbecue in town. Where can I go? Which is not a mainstream place.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't want a mainstream place, you can go here, you can go there.
Yeah.
And that creates a really nice connection because I know they are getting really into the city, really into the country. And at the same time, it makes me happy because they thought about me to come back to me just to ask me a question, but it's really nice.
Where do you live in the city?
I live in Belgrano, so I had a long run to come here.
Oh, you live in Belgrano.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I live in Belgrano. Our office is also in Belgrano too, though we have two offices. Sometimes we're in Puerto Madero and sometimes in Belgrano. But mostly as I live in Belgrano, I tend to go to the office in Belgrano naturally. Unless a client asks me to go to Puerto Madero because maybe they are more near, I tend to attend all the people there.
Sure. Yeah, have you ever been to the Parrilla Lo de Charlie?
Lo de Charlie. Which street is that?
It's Álvarez Thomas and Avenida Los Incas.
Yeah, it's a really famous one.
Yeah, it's the best.
Actually, my uncle is really near from there. It's a really good one. It's always full of people. That's a local one. Which it's really good. It's really good. And another one which is really good that I always recommend to my clients and they got surprised, in Avenida García del Río, really near from Parque Saavedra, there's a red place, really famous one called Jorge.
Yeah.
Just that way. It's a parrilla. It's a barbecue place called Jorge. It's amazing.
I've been there. It's out. They got outdoor seating.
Yeah,
and they
outdoor
have
seating.
A lot of outdoor seating. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. It's right near Garcia del Rio.
Exactly. It's there, and I recommend it to all the clients, and they end up being really, really happy because the quality of the meat is amazing, the prices are good, and they want to avoid those mainstream places. You know, they don't want to go to Don Julio. I always tell the clients, look, like you are coming to Buenos Aires, you are coming to live here. Don't go to the mainstream places. They're not going to be bad. They're going to have a good product, but they will be overpriced, and in the very end, it's not the sense, you know, it's not the feeling of being in Argentina. You need to experience the local stuff. You need to take a bus. You need to take a train. You need to go to other neighborhoods outside from Palermo.
Yeah,
there's a lot to explore. So I always encourage all the people that if you can, explore the city, explore the town, explore the country. Don't stay only here in Palermo or in the main neighborhoods from the cities, because there's a lot to explore, there's a lot to experience, and you won't regret it.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Nico, for saying that, because it's so true. You know, a lot of the expats, the Gringos, Yankees, rednecks, hillbillies, whatever, like I said, they're all, they stay in Palermo, and they think Palermo is Buenos Aires, and it's not.
It's not Buenos Aires at all. I mean, it's a nice neighborhood. I like going there from time to time, of course.
For sure, yeah. There's never a dull moment. There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do. But that's not the reality of town. That's not the reality of the city. There's more cultural offer. Even in the city center, in Belgrano, in Villa Urquiza, there's a lot to see.
Yeah, I had a guest on the show, Alex. He lives in Beckard, and he spends most of his time in Martinez and San Isidro, which is also a
wonderful area. Wonderful area. Many people won't even know about it. They will just stay in Palermo, and I will always encourage them to explore. Yeah. There's so much to see, to be honest.
I go to this Irish pub, which is one of the most beautiful Irish pubs I've ever seen, and it's in Devoto.
Okay.
And they got live music every weekend, all weekend, live music, great bar, good prices, good food. But, you know, for the expats, it's like going to Devoto is like going to the moon.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
it did.
And so it's, you know, these out-of-the-way places often, you know.
I always thought Belgrano was really near from Palermo. From it's 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Sometimes it depends on the part of Palermo you are at. One day a client arrived late. He told me, your office is wonderful, but I'm going to tell you something. We are quite far from everything. Okay, where are you coming from? The city center? Like, that was my first thought. No, I'm coming from Palermo. It's a 12 minutes Uber. What are you talking about? But for him, it was a deal. He told me, oh, well, you know, I always walk around Palermo, he told me. So, well, that's something which is usual for the expats.
Yeah, you expats, Gringos, you all got to get out. Yankees, get out of Palermo. Visit the real Buenos Aires, which is, you know, neighborhoods like Villa Urquiza, Belgrano, Saavedra.
Yeah, it's a great neighborhood.
Saavedra. I mean, anything north, you know, even La Boca during the day you can go to. Most tourists go to La Boca.
And culturally speaking, it's super wonderful.
Yeah. It's a really nice place. Cool. So you highly recommend, you have a lot of, I don't know if you have a lot, but you have you have clients,
Yeah, indeed.
and your clientele is growing.
Yeah, it's growing, and I'm actually having messages every day or calls. And to what I say to all the people, don't hesitate to ask me a question, because if it's a question, I would be more than glad to reply.
Yeah.
And then after that, we can see if we do a consultation or not.
Sure.
But don't be afraid to ask your questions. That's actually one way I became quite known between the community. I started a Facebook group some time ago.
Sure.
It was called Argentinian Citizenship and Residency. That was the name. And the main aim of the group was just to answer questions.
Cool.
And people started saying, hey, what do I need to move under this path? Hey, how long can I stay in Argentina as a tourist? I will always reply. I will always have my phone with me and start replying. That way I got pretty much known between the community, and I try to keep that,
Sure,
It's
sure.
part of myself, it's part of trying to help. Being a lawyer is a social profession, I always say. So we don't have to forget about that social component,
Sure.
which it's like, even like, I would say it's compulsory for us to be able to talk to the people, get the laws to the people easily. And if something simple, to be honest, I'm saying the truth,
Sure.
and being able to help everybody.
Yeah. Well, you seem like an honest, nice guy, huh? A hardworking professional, and that's what it takes.
Yeah,
In life you have to be honest, hardworking, and buena onda, like we say.
Buena onda,
You have to emit a good vibe.
Yeah, like, you cannot be extremely serious. You cannot be like rough to the people.
Yeah.
They will go away. That's
Sure.
something I have talked to many clients. If you are rough to the people, because they try to pretend a nowhere seriousness,
Yeah.
it's like they will get away.
Yeah.
I'm always chill, And if someone comes with a bad face that day to the office, I will be with a smiling face.
Sure.
And trying to break that wall,
Cool.
If you break that wall, everything goes better. If the relation between the professional and the client is good, the process will go like even better. It will be more smooth, because
Sure.
in the end, if I tell you, hey, migration's office asked us to get this document, let's see how can we get it or so.
Sure.
Then if the relationship is good, they will be willing to do.
Yeah.
If they are reluctant to, then the process starts having its failures,
Sure. So it takes about anywhere from 3 to 8 months.
Yeah, more or
3 to
less.
8 months. And how much would it cost?
Well, let's say standard process, okay? Usually a standard process is between 1,400, 1,500 US dollars. We offer a payment facility though, at least in my firm. I cannot speak for all the firms. So it's to pay 50% at the very beginning, and then the remaining parts around the process. And yeah, that's mostly the price. Of course, that doesn't include eventual translations that people
Sure,
have to do from their
sure.
documents or administrative fees.
Sure.
But that's enough to have my assistance all around the process. So
Good.
that's actually a good thing that probably would be really helpful for the people to know.
All right, Nico. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much for that information, which was, I'm sure, of much use and very helpful to a lot of our viewers.
Well, yeah, thanks for the invite, Paul. I hope this was actually really helpful for everybody.
For sure.
And certainly, well, we will keep in touch for the future. And if everybody is looking at the video over there, is hearing the podcast, you can look for me on Google. You can look for me on Facebook. And if you want to see my YouTube videos, you can look for me on YouTube too.
Yeah. Or you can just get in touch with me, and I'll put you in touch with Nico. All right. So, okay. Well, thank you, Nico. Thank you
Thanks,
once again
Paul.
for visiting me on the podcast. And for all of you, I'll catch you next time for another dose of the Gringos in Buenos Aires podcast. Ciao for now. Whoa.